Okay, so it's 5 or 6. Let me just start recording. I'm trying to meet here. Okay, so uh, so where do we stop yesterday? We worked to, I think, is where we are starting from. We're starting for remix. And also before we continue, how many of us are with our system today? How many of us have our system ready for the class today? Because there's no point for today's class. Okay, you can always join. Let me know how many people are using behind. There's no point for today's class if at least 80% of the class doesn't have their system ready. There's no point for it at all. So, okay, I'm having a good number, but not good enough. We have close to 20 people and just 9 people with their hand. Uh, then, okay, think we are good. So, guys, get ready. You're going to do your work today. I'm just going to check what you're doing. So, by the first one, I'll take us through the first one, which is Remix. Let's see what we have on our slide here. So Remix is an open source web and desktop application used in developing on the blockchain protocol. So I would let's go to the app and learn some of the important tools every developer must know. Remix. The link to the website is there. Actually, I'm not a slide person, so I just like to go practical, and you guys should see exactly what is going on than just putting too much of theory. The theory is good for better understanding of practical, but there are some things that you might not have like enough theory for until you try to use it and you see it. Remix is one of them that might not really have enough theory to explain what it is, but I think I can explain from what I've been since I've been using it for some time now. So Remix is we call it an online browser for developing the Ethereum blockchain. It's actually one of the easiest but not really reliable IDE you can use to develop on the Ethereum blockchain. But it's actually where you go to in case you are not building a big project. You actually want to test a particular code, or you want to run some things fast. You just want to do something in a brief or fast space. You can always go to Remix to test, because Remix gives you the opportunity to do all these things easily. So today we'll just be going through how Remix works, so that by the time you guys start coding, they won't have to be teaching you what this one entails and what this one does not entail. So you'll be seeing some code that I'll be interacting with, and I'll be explaining a bit of what those code is doing. So this is Remix opening on our screen, and this is this setting itself up, trying to get itself ready for the whatever things we want to do with it. So you see some of these features given to us. We can.
Hi, Falilat. Could you please zoom in?
Thank you for that. Let's keep to my mind. So yeah, can you see it now?
So this is it's still small. I'm checking it on my screen, but it's still small. It's better now.
Okay, so I think we're good. So this is what Remix looks like, and this is what you might be using to build some of your website. Some of your smart contracts, test your code, do one or two things that you just need to do sharply. But if you become a senior developer, you are working on a large code base, Remix should be a no option for you. You shouldn't try to use Remix to build. Though some senior developers still use Remix, but they are limited to some things that they can do. But it's advisable to just know how to use Remix, because you might need it sharply. You're going to want to just do little things and takes up yourself to just, okay, I can't even take that. I can't go through I can't go through installing some dependency. Let me just do it on Remix and do this thing fast. Yeah, you can still do that. But it's always advisable to use other development tools. So this is an online IDE. They also have a desktop app that you can be using offline. But this one is on my desktop, like on my web browser. I can't use it without data. So I need to connect to the internet and then get connected to this place. So in our interface here, We have the home that is warning us about one or two things and some features and things that they do, some plugins that they have that we can use along with it. Then their medium and their Twitter and all those things is not things you'll be using alone. So this is where you're consigning yourself with. Try to understand this is how a normal should I say normal ID should look like, right? But it has some additional information here. What does all these things mean? What do they mean? So we are going to explore them today. So now from the workspace part, we have all these icons that helps us to delete a particular workspace, that helps us to download workspace, that helps us to copy the whole of the workspace. You can change workspace here, but by default you have one. And this one you can also connect to localhost. We're talking about this later. Okay. Awelua, you can go ahead. Awelua, you're still raising your hand. I thought, okay, if you were raising your hand before now, you can just bring it down. But if you need to ask a question, please ask the question or I should continue.
Sorry, I raised my hand.
You said what?
I said I raised my hand.
Am I the only one? I can't hear what you're saying, girl. Okay. Christina, you raised your hand. If you are raising your hand when I ask everybody to raise their hand, okay, everybody has dropped it, okay. So that we know who needs my attention. All right, thank you. So let's go to Remix. Remix, yeah. So this is our default workspace. I expect everybody to have it open by now. Sorry, I didn't say that. Please try to open Remix. So while I'm explaining some things, you can be clicking it to see what is there too from your hand. Okay, I expect, okay, in case you need the link to open it. Remix.ethereum.org. That's actually, let me drop it in our chats here. I have a feel of what Remix looks like. So try to open it on your system and have a feel of it. So now we have the default workspace. By default, you should have this default workspace that comes with it. You don't need to sign up or do anything. It recognizes your browser and also still keep your folder for you. So in this Remix, we have the Create File folder, this GitHub, and also I think download here. So now the most important one you'll be using is this contract scripting and testing. So mostly you might not decide to use it. You can always test it by deploying it and check how it will work. So when you open the contract folder, you have the artifact folder where all your compiled contract are what's going to. So all this thing has been compiled and built. So they are all coming to this place. So those what contains the artifact folder. And we have this theory contract that comes with it. We have the storage.so. This is smart contract. They just give it as an example. You might not know what it is now, but I'll try to explain one. Somebody want to say something? Okay, I'll try to explain one. All right, so I want to say something. You can go ahead.
I've opened it on my system, but I can't see like the files you are seeing. Mine is just blank. There's nothing there.
Share your screen.
Okay, I'm not using my laptop. I can switch on my and just rotate it.
This is why I said most of you should join with your laptop so that you can easily share your screen and
I'm trying to save data. So
okay.
I'm trying to see if I can flip the. Okay.
You should be able to flip it. Yeah, check it.
So can you see here, like the files are not.
Okay, what's there? Do you have default workspace there?
Yes, I do. And I'm on default workspace.
Clicking. There's nothing there. Wow.
Yeah, I don't know.
What's going on? Reload.
Okay.
I've never seen that before. I expect everybody to have it. And you're sure you've never used it before and you've not deleted it?
No, I've not used it. Well, I've not used it before, but I know that I've done some exploring with
Remix.
Not Remix. I'm not even sure. I don't think it was Remix. No.
So if you're having this issue, I might not be able to solve it because I expect it to have default workspace and those files those 3 files. Although may I have some extra files that I've done 1 or 2 things with. But if everybody that is coming for the first time should have those default files in it. Yeah.
Sorry,
I don't know.
Yeah. Adeze, go ahead.
Are you
showing because mine also did the same thing, and then I clicked the drop down and clicked on no workspace, so the stuff popped up. So I don't know if it's showing the same thing for you.
You clicked on
You
what?
click,
The drop down icon, and then I
Oh,
clicked on no workspace. Click on
like
it.
this.
no, you clicked on it before.
This
Click on that workspace, default
the
workspace.
drop
Is that
down,
what you, yeah.
then no works. Is it showing? What are the options there? Sorry, I can't see it.
There's
Connect to
default
localhost.
workspace and there's connect to localhost.
So she's
Oh,
supposed to have it. I don't know what's going on. So
no.
in order not to waste our time, I don't know what is going on. That's
So
okay.
I'll
Emails can
keep on
fuck up
it.
sometimes. Yeah, it might be network. Emails can always fuck up. That's why it is not advisable you rely on remix. Emails can fuck up. Sometimes you might be looking for your file and everything, you won't find it. I don't know what happens to it. That's that or that. Try another browser. Which browser are you using?
It's Chrome I'm using.
She said she's using Chrome. And I don't think this should be browser issue. Maybe you should close the tab and open the tab
I'm just
again.
exploring so I don't slow the class down. All right, thank you.
Okay. Yeah, you're welcome. Thank you for that.
All
So
right.
let me continue from my own. So we have these files here. These three files should come with your own, the storage.so, owner.so, and the parallel.so. So this is your main concern. Let's assume you want to write a smart contract. To name a solidity file, like, okay, sorry, I'm saying something I'm not supposed to say. So now we can write smart contracts with different languages. I think we have up to 6 languages you can write smart contracts with. You can write with Serpent, Viper, Solidity, and some other languages that I might not remember. I think you can write smart contracts with Rust too, but that's on another blockchain, not EVM compatible blockchain. So, but for our course outline, for our own curriculum, we'll be using Solidity to write our smart contract, and which is the mostly used to develop smart contracts on the Ethereum blockchain. And people use Viper, some people use you and assembly. So now to declare a smart contract, a Solidity file, sorry, to declare a Solidity file, you must what? Name it with an extension called .so. You can name it anything you want, but the extension must be what? .so, so that your IDE can recognize that what you're about to write a Solidity file. .so, we are all familiar with what's naming a particular file with language extension we want to use it with, right? So this is me opening the storage.so file, and these are the contracts inside the storage.so. Most of us are not familiar with this, I know, but want to explore what humans can do for us. So this is a contract. I'll tell you what this contract does. What this contract does is that you save a number to storage. That's, we call it a write function. You need gas fee to do this. You save a number to storage, and the second one wants to see what is in the storage by calling the number, return number. If you see number here, there's a number declared. So it's telling that it should return number. So whatever this number has, whatever it sets, like, okay, if you put 2 here, the 2 will be set here, and this place will set. If you put 3, it will set to 3. If you put 4, it will set to 4. Anytime you call this function, whatever the state of this number is, that's what is going to return it for you. We have it as view function. So I just want to have a glimpse of what this contract is doing. So after you must have written your contract, so this is the end of this particular contract. Yeah, your contract can be as simple as this, and it can be as hard as what you can even think of. But this can be very simple. Yeah. So after that, you come to this place. This is the Solidity compiler. Before you can deploy your smart contract, before you can decide to deploy your smart contract, you must first of all compile it. If you don't compile it, to tell you that there's nothing to what, there is nothing to deploy. It must also be compiled to the language EVM understand. The language EVM understand are called opcodes. And what you are writing is Solidity. So compiling it will help you to bring it down to what the EVM understands, so that you can deploy it to the EVM. Then anytime you are trying to run a function or call anything in it, it will respond to you. So if you don't compile your file before deploying, nothing will be deployable, because it has not been like interpreted down to what EVM understand. We talked about EVM yesterday. So EVM understand the code. So this your code that you've written here in Solidity needs to be compiled down to the codes, so you can then go ahead and deploy. So this is the place where you get to compile it. And if your code has syntax error and everything, it won't compile. Imagine if I write let me just put anything here, function. function will not throw me error, and I write something and I do not send and I do semicolon. This will throw me error. If I say compile, see, I'm having error here, and it's telling me that this line is what is not correct. And if I hover on this error symbol, it tells me that what it's expecting brackets but got semicolon. So sometimes the error message you get is actually very straightforward, but sometimes it's not straightforward. You just have to understand what you're doing. And if your code has syntax error, it won't comply. And Remix has made it easy to actually give you the closest problem that is happening to your code while it's not compiling, so you can fix it. So when you get it fixed and come here and compile. But every time you are writing one line of code you want to compile, no. So there's something called auto compile. Yeah. So if you mark this auto compile in your code in your browser, you don't need to come here to compile by yourself again. So anytime there's a mistake in your code, if it tries to compile, it will tell you that there's an error. I don't need to come here to compile again. So that's one features Remix has that is very beautiful. So it auto compiles it for you. So after you must have compiled it, there's compile and run scripts. If you have a script that is in the script folder, remember we have contract, we have script. If you write a script for your contract, you can compile and run it in that part. But we won't be talking much about scripts now, because if you start talking about scripts, that means you guys must have understand Solidity properly. I just want you guys to get yourself familiar with Remix, start using Remix and know what to do when you start writing Solidity. So you don't need to publish now. So these are the at least major things you will do. You compile your code. You must compile your code. So after compiling, this is the button that compiles. It must mark checked. It must mark checked. When it's marked checked, then you can go ahead and deploy. Then you come to this button and click on this button. So you can deploy to different network you want, like based on what Remix has provided for us. You can use VM London, VM Berlin. This Berlin is before the hard fork came in, like before the gas, London hard fork and everything came in. What was happening before the gas issue? Okay, let's try to change the way the gas is being computed. Let's try to change the way miners get their gas and everything. That's what this one, but this one is the updated version of the Ethereum machine. That's how miners get their gas, the base fee, the gas price, gas priority fee, and everything. So by default, use this one, and it's Ethereum blockchain. Like it is, Ethereum blockchain, Ethereum virtual machine. But Remix has a machine that also runs just like the Ethereum. So when you deploy to this kind of chain, you are just deploying to your local node. We call it local node. You're just deploying to Remix local node to just test how it's going to look like. But when you actually want to deploy to a real network, a live network, you click on this injected MetaMask. So when I click on this MetaMask code, it's asking me to select, because now it is recognizing that I actually want to speak to a live network, be it my test net or my main net or anything. So it's asking me to connect because I click on what's the MetaMask part. So injected provider, which shows that if I should connect my wallet, anything I do from here will actually be reflecting based on what my account has, right? So, but that's not what we'll be doing today first. That's what we're doing first. So we'll be going with the default one, deploying to just Remix local node. And here we have the option of different accounts. So remember that we talk of gas, like if you don't have gas, you cannot, if you don't have ITA, like that's gas fee, to pay your gas, you pay it with ITA. If you don't have ITA, you cannot perform any rights transaction on the blockchain. So Remix has provided a very simple solution by giving us 10 addresses with 100 ITA. 10 addresses with 100 ITA. So you might want to deploy with this, make transaction with this. Oh, I need 4 accounts. I need them to have ITA. You don't have issues. You can just be changing from which one you want to anyone you want. So by default, the first one is selected. Now the gas limit. Yeah, the gas limit for a particular block is, you can increase the gas limit. So you see now, they give you the option to give you the gas limit of a particular function, or when you want to deploy a particular function. If you reduce the gas limits, that means when you are running a block, the highest gas limit you can get in a block is 30, it should be 30 million. No, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, 3 million. No, there's not 3 million. That's the adjusted one they gave it. Remix give it like, okay, the gas limit for a particular block. That's what gas limit is for a particular block. Then value, if you want to send it along with your transaction, you paste it here. Now you can say 4. This is just 4 way. You can change it to gray. You can change it to Fini. can change it to what? Ether, right? You can decide to do this, you can decide not to do anything, depending if you actually want to send money along. Now, here comes to the contract you want to deploy. Because we already have one here, because it's only one we've compiled. If I come to this owner.so and I compile, it's compiling. It is compiling now, it has compiled because it has marked. This is another contract that does something, but we're not talking about what it does. And if I come here, I'll be having two contracts that I can compile. I'm having console.so. Which one is console.so? Okay, the storage. I'm supposed to be having two contracts, but I think Remix has changed. What Remix does before is that when you compile a contract and compile another contract, everything is available for you yet to deploy. But I think the moment I'm changing, the other one is going away from availability for me to deploy. So when you click on this one, now I want to deploy this storage also. We've clicked on it. Now, if it is accepting a parameter, I put the parameter. If it's not accepting the parameter, you won't see the option for parameter here. This one is not accepting the parameters to deploy. I won't tell you much about that, but when you deploy, now you deploy to the blockchain. Yeah. So this marking check here is telling you that was you actually successfully deploy a contract or storage to the what? To the chain, to the Unix blockchain. So if you see it here, you are going to get a transaction receipt of deploying that contract. The status of the contract, it was executed successfully, the transaction hash, who is deploying it, this OX5B. If you check here, it's OX5B that is deploying it. To who? To storage. So that's the contract that you are deploying it to. You are deploying the contract. The gas spent to deploy it is what? 144,529. Transaction cost, execution cost, input data, and decode output, logs, and a lot of things like this. So there's going to be an assignment on this thing that I just talked about, because I remember we talked about transaction receipts yesterday. So get your mind prepared. You must understand what transaction receipt is on the blockchain. So anytime you make a transaction, you write transaction, it's what you generate a transaction receipt for you. Remember, we saw something similar to that on Etherscan, but this is not a live network. This is not a real network. It's just like you trying to test something on your local machine. So everything that you need comes with Remix, so you can deploy. But now that I've deployed, I can start publishing. You might not be needing this one as a backend developer. It's not going to developer. So you can. This one is just maybe you are not the one that deploy a particular contract, but you want to have information to those contracts from your mainnet. You can get the address of that contract and paste it here. And Remix will provide for you all the functionalities of that phone contract here. Now, if you deploy a contract, you have transaction recorded so far in your page. Like, okay, you've done one. Since you've opened this browser, you've done one transaction. So you have the contract you've deployed there. So far, we've only deployed one contract. But you can the contract address. Now, when we deploy it, it gives us this address. Let me just copy this address so you guys can see it. Yeah, this is a contract address. But remember, we deployed, it was an EOA that deployed, which is this OX5B. But when we deploy this contract, this is the address of this contract. Now, with this contract address, we can call all the things this contract is doing. Yeah, we can call functions. So how many functions does it have? It has 2 functions, and the 2 functions are public functions. So we have access to the function. Now, if I call this function, which is retrieve, like I told you, this retrieve wants to give me the number that is saved at the top. At this moment, it returns 0 because I've not saved anything, and default value is 0. But if I put 76 here and I store it, it's successful. I make a write function. It gives me transaction received successful. But now I'm calling a view function. There is no need of me having the transaction received, although it's returning it. But view function doesn't have a transaction received literally on the blockchain. So I want to say something.
Hi, Fadila. A little lost along the way. Where did the 78, the deployed contract, you said, okay. I understood up to the point where you have deployed the contract and it generates a receipt. So okay. What is the essence of the 78 you're putting there? I got lost around that area.
Thank you. Yeah. The reason you got lost is because we've not been doing writing Solidity. And what I did is related to the code that we deployed. The contracts, okay, I will attend to you to give me a few minutes. Let me answer that question. The contracts we deploy, the functionality of this contract we deploy is that you can set a number to the storage. This is a storage here. This is you declare a variable. This variable is already in the storage. Sorry, the name of this contract is storage. That's a coincidence. But when you declare a variable outside of any function, the state variable and is in the storage. So this function is saying that what you can store number and assign it to this place. You can store any number and assign it to. Do we get? Like you can store maybe any number, but you cannot store any negative number because this thing is UINs. All this thing will be taught, but I don't want us to go into code, so I will not confuse us. So I just explain what this code is doing. What this code is doing is that you can store number here and then retrieve the number here. If you store a number here, if you put 2 when you are calling this function, it will set this number to be equals to 2. If you put 5, it will set this number to be equals to 5. So you can actually try to want to like, okay, let me even see what number, like what value is being stored in this number variable. So that's what I'm doing. So what I did there was that, okay, and the first time, now there's nothing I can do here. It will always be 78. No matter how many times I call this function to be 78, because I actually set it to 78. But now I want to set it to any number. Just give me a number. Somebody should give me a number.
Oh, okay. I now understand what you are. So because the function is already there, you are now giving that function a particular number, which it stores, and then you recall that number. So anytime you call that function, it is the number that you stored that will come out.
Thank you. So now I've stored it. I stored 34 now, right? So if I try to retrieve the number, it returns 34 to me. So it's because of the functionalities of what the contract is doing. So it is all, see now, Remix is actually very easy for you to use. If you sharply want to write a code to test, you write the code, you are good, you deploy, you compile it, deploy the code, then call out the function, make sure that they are returning what you expect it to return. Now I wrote this function like, they wrote this contract like if somebody stores something here, and the person should be able to retrieve the number here. So I want to test if it's actually working. So by the time I deploy it, I do not deploy rubbish. So you don't have error or bug in your code. So you can just sharply do all those things in your local machine. All these things I'm doing here does not have anything to do with the blockchain. But after testing on local node, I feel like, oh, I'm satisfied and everything. I want to deploy to blockchain. Now, I will not use this Remix virtual machine again. I will connect my MetaMask. Yeah, I will connect my MetaMask. I've connected, I connected before, so my MetaMask is not popping up again because I've connected to this website before. So it's not popping up again. Now, it's telling me that I'm on main. So I can decide to change to, let's assume I got Web3 yesterday, I want to deploy to Web3 network. I will change from Ethereum mainnet here to Web3 test network. I think I got Ethereum yesterday. Okay, I think the other accounts from account 1. Let me see which account got. I thought I got Web3 yesterday. What happened to my Web3? Okay. To deploy. So I have this amount of Web3. So I can, after deploying, what I will do next is that I want to, okay, I've canceled the ones I deploy, so no contract is deployed. So this is my address. My address is OX12, and I have this amount of Ether. So it's telling me, so I cannot change because there's only one address I connected. I have this gas limits. I'm not sending money. I'm not sending any Ether along. So this is what I'm doing. So I can deploy. If I click on deploy, my MetaMask will pop up, asking me to sign the transaction. She confirmed that I'm the one who initiated this transaction. So when I confirm it gets deployed to Web3 testnet. It's telling me to view on Etherscan because it is not on Remix this thing again. It is now on live network. So I need to go ahead with your question before I forget. I almost forgot.
Okay, thank you, Valelas. Okay, so my question is, you said that while deploying, we are going to get the transaction receipt. Did I get that right?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so I'm trying to do the same as you are doing, but I didn't get the receipts when I click on deploy.
Yeah, but it's deploy. You got this checked, Abby?
Yes, I did.
So now click on this, expand it.
Okay.
Yeah, when you expand it, anytime you write a function or you do something to the blockchain, it tells you what those things you did. So I'm sure you should have seen it by now.
Yes.
Yeah, so that's where it is. So I've actually deployed to test Web3 testnet. So if I try to view on Etherscan, it was telling me to view my transaction on Etherscan. So if I try to view it on Etherscan, that is taking me to Robston scan, not Etherscan. Etherscan is Ethereum mainnet scan now. This is taking me to Robston because I deployed to Robston. So it's telling me that this is the transaction you see that I deployed to. She understand. I can click to see more and some other thing, the gas fee I spent and other to see the input data because these are my code I deployed to this. So if you see this is the contract it deployed to, I can come here, see I've deployed, this is the contract. I've not make any transaction on this contract. This is the contract. So I can decide to make the transaction here. And I can decide to go and make it. I didn't mean the contract is verified. Let me see if it's verified. It is not verified. I told you about when the contract is not verified. I'll talk about verification later. I think the contract is verified. We're able to make a transaction here, but it's not verified. So I'll go to my remix and perform another transaction. So the transaction I want to perform is to store this contract as 0 ETH. Is to store 5 to the Robston to my this thing. So it is telling me to sign. Anytime you want to make a write function, it tells you to sign. All this is just me taking you guys through. Just need to know how Remix works. How we go. So now I can view the transaction, but I don't want to view it, I just want to retrieve. So I can see that I have 0. Okay, shouldn't be 0, it should be 5. Maybe transaction is still running, it's still pending. So yes, that's why. So allow you to confirm. Now it is confirmed. I have the check button. So if I check now, it is 5. Then if I come to Etherscan and I come to transactions, I'll see that another transaction has actually been initiated under this contract, which is what the function I call the store. So that's what I want you guys to get away from Remix. So when your lecturer comes, when your mentor, when your mentor comes for the code writing, you won't have to be wasting my time on explaining what is going on there. So that's that. So somebody wants to ask a question. Okay, Chi, go ahead.
Okay, thank you very much. My question is about the contract verification. Who is responsible? How does the contract get verified?
The verification works. All right. Yeah, I won't go. I won't go deep. I won't go. I wish. Okay, the developer is one responsible for the verification because you have the bytecode, you have the if it has the constructor, you have the constructor parameter, you know what you need. You are the one. So what you have to do is to you can verify in different ways, but one of the fastest ways to verify is to so when I come to contract, because there is no check button, so it is not verified. It's telling me that are you the contract creator? If yes, verify. So to give you option, you go ahead there and start verifying, put in the thing you're supposed to put in, pass what you're expected to pass in, continue until it gets verified. Do we get what's not to discuss? The question is, who is responsible for contract verification? Is the person that deployed the contract that is responsible for contract verification. You can give another person to verify it if the person has all the right information. Yeah. If the person has all the right information, or is a deployer, that is a developer that has the responsibility to verify the contracts. Are we good?
Yes, thank you.
So that's that on Remix. Also, you have a glimpse of what Remix looks like, what Remix entails. I expect all of us to actually try that storage.so by now, have a feel of what it looks like. You might not have a full understanding of what happens. Most of it might look like jargons, but have a feel. So by the time they are teaching us about it, we get it. Like, oh, okay, this is what is going on. This is what is going on.
Hi, Falilat.
Hi.
Please, I couldn't see the values that you were storing and deploying when it was saying transaction. I couldn't see that number. Where is that supposed to appear?
What is it telling you?
Go back to your remix. No, if you go back to your own remix, I was trying to search for the number. Where is the 5 that you stored? Where is it showing in this? Okay, it's right. Okay, I thought it was underneath the call from where it was.
No, why you store? No, when you store it, it will not show. It will only show you when you store it. This is where it will show. It will become to your transaction receipt.
Okay.
They didn't even return it. They didn't return anything. No, it's not returning anything yet. So you will not even see it here.
I did. Okay.
But it will show you that this is what you inputted. This is what you
Okay.
imputed. So there's nothing for out because it's not returning anything. But if you actually want to
Okay.
get, in case you lose this transaction receipt and you want to get what this thing is storing at the moment, you call this retrieve function and that's just retrieve it.
All right. Thank you.
Welcome. So can we move on to the next thing? Add that.
Sorry, please, can I ask?
Yes, you
Okay,
can.
I think you mentioned something about like we can download the Remix desktop app, right?
Yeah,
Okay. So we should just like go and search on how to do it, and then that's if we want to download it.
exactly. Yes, thank you. They have an offline version now. So you can use it. Instead of downloading it, make it I think you should just try it. Because it's not that easy from PS Code. So our next tools that we'll be using is Adapt. Yeah, Adapt. I want to lay emphasis on something. I think I wrote it in the slides. So that there's, as a developer, they lay emphasis on like as a developer, there's no how you want to do it. Please don't take documentation for a joke. When you're working with the new tools, working with a new API, working with anything that you don't know, just go to their documentation. All the questions you want to ask is there. So I'll be walking us through others by also walking us through their documentation. We are going to go through all of us are going to go through their documentation, read what ADAT is about, install ADAT for a project, install it for your machine, what our advice. Okay, then let me say it now. So what I'm saying in essence is that this is going to lead us to reading documentation and how to use documentation to work. But those of us that are done more of Web2, I'm sure by now will understand what I mean by documentation. Documentation is a guide about how a particular tools work. So if you have any tools that is working that you need to use in your code, try to check their documentation on how to use it. Don't just assume you know how to use it. Try to check the guide on how to use it. Now, ADAT is a tools that we'll be needing to build on our Ethereum blockchain. So we need to go to their documentation to check on how to build with ADAT. So let me read this. Setting up our ADAT environment to make our machine ready for the development on the blockchain. As a developer, we can't overemphasize on how documentation is important. Understanding what ADAT is and how to install it will have to take us to ADAT documentation, and we explore the understanding of this nice Ethereum development environment. So we are going to go through ADAT documentation. Everybody get your system ready, and we walk through it as if we don't know anything. Yeah. Nobody knows anything at this point. All of us are going to walk through ADAT documentation. And I click on the link. This is their documentation. This is what ADAT documentation. They said is what a flexible extension and fast Ethereum development environment for professionals. Yeah, we are professionals. Somebody wants to say something. Okay. So go to this place. So now this is their documentation. This is the website of ADAT as well, the tools, the plugins, and everything. But this is what we need. So the documentation says that what is ADAT? ADAT is the development environment for Ethereum software. It consists of different components for editing, compiling, debugging. I don't know if you guys are seeing it. Are we all in ADAT's website now? Let me send the link. I need response.
Yes, yes.
If you're not in ADAT website, please send the link. Get the link and okay, Chi, go ahead.
It was a mistake, sorry.
All right, thank you. So there's a general overview of what the stuff is. To get started, check out this section. Quick start guide, step-by-step tutorial and everything. So if you're in doubt which components you're looking for, you can start saying ADAT runner. So the one I'm actually looking for is installation. I don't want to waste our time. But the aim of doing this is for us to call and use the documentation to do what we need to do. So Okay. We want to install adults now. You have two ways of installing adults. Either you install it globally in your local machine. When I'm saying local machine, I mean on a laptop or on your just on your project. When you install it globally on your local machine, so every time you want to start a project, you can just spin up another file from your local machine. But the problem with that one is that what if it gets outdated? Because this is technology, it gets updated every time. Once it gets outdated and you don't know, and your client is expecting you to use the updated one, and you don't even know that it has been updated. Even if you know, maybe you are working on the particular project and you don't even know that, God, I don't want to start again. How should I update this thing and everything? So the best thing they used to advise that you don't install it globally. So it's every time you need the project, you want to work on the project, you install your hardware from the scratch. Like me, I don't have that installed globally. Every time I need a project, I want to start working on a project, I just spin up another project so that I do the installation from the scratch. So that means that anytime I'm working on a project, I'm working with the latest ADAT updates, right? It's not on my local machine. Every time I need, I just get it the installation. So that's what we'll be doing. So we'll be installing globally. You guys will just install it and see what it entails. You might not even use it. You might not even do anything. Just have a feel of installing ADAT. So that when your lecturer said he wants you guys to use ADAT, you can spin up an ADAT file by yourself. When you're sorry, I'm using lecturer. The reason I use it today, stupid people.
So should we go ahead and click on the Hadat for Visual Studio Code?
Well, your mentor said so.
Vanilla, can you please repeat what?
Can
you please repeat what you said? The network went off. I couldn't hear you.
All right, problem. Do we have VS Code installed? Yeah, first of all, do we have VS Code installed by now on our system? Okay, thank you. Do we have Node installed soon?
Yeah, I don't have Node though.
No, JS. Okay, yeah. You think you don't have Node?
I think I don't. I don't. I don't know if I have it.
So I'm calling. Okay. Go to your terminal. Open your terminal up. Everybody should try to do what I'm doing. If you are sure you have Node, do what you want to do. Open your terminal up. And Precious, yeah, unmuted. Like you can hear sound from your end. Thank you.
Vanilla, I don't know how to open my terminal.
Share your screen.
All right.
We are waiting for you, Elizabeth.
Yes, I'm sharing. It's not clicking.
Okay. So what I wanted you to do is that when you have your terminal open, you are using Windows or Mac?
I'm using Windows.
Okay, I'm actually not using Windows. I'm using Linux. Okay. I just want to see your skin and see if you have it.
Okay. Yes.
You're not sharing your.
Can you see it now? This is my VS Code.
Okay. So can you please click Control Shift and Tab altogether? Control Shift and Tab altogether.
Okay, Control Shift Tab.
It's not working.
It's not working.
Okay. Look at the top where we have file edit, selection, view,
Yes,
go
yes,
run. We have
yeah,
terminal again.
yeah.
Click on terminal, new terminal.
New terminal. Okay.
Okay, let it spin up. Don't want to go to the route. It's still calm down. It's still spin. Okay. Now type node. NODE space
Okay.
space dash like
Dash.
minus
Okay.
and V, that is the version.
Okay.
Enter.
It says the term node is not recognized.
You didn't use the dash.
I
Yeah,
used
she
the
used
dash V. It said command not found exception.
Oh, goodness. This thing I have to help you to solve it after class.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes when you get people that use PowerShell used to have issues with terminal. Have you pushed to GitHub before?
Yes, I do push to GitHub, but I use GitHub desktop. I installed Git, but I've not yet tried it with my VS Code.
You need to. You need to try that.
And I
So I
also
can
have
do
Git
it
Bash,
Git
but I've
terminal.
not really. So I use GitHub desktop to
You need
push
to.
to GitHub.
Okay, so I say she tries to use command prompts. Yeah. She can, but the reason why I don't want us to go to the route of command prompts is that I'm not even seeing her screen clearly. Can you just search for command prompts in your Windows search bar, like not in your VS Code?
Not in my VS Code.
Yeah.
Okay, on my Windows.
Thank you,
Command
Bakar.
prompt. Yes, I have command prompt. Should
Why am
I
I not
open
seeing your
it?
screen? Yeah, open it.
You're not seeing my screen.
It has anger. Am I the only one? Continue. Just open it, and when it's done loading, type node dash V, node space dash V, and see
Node
what it
space
will get there.
dash V. It said node is not recognized as an internal or external command.
And you said you're already writing JavaScript.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's why I said I link my JavaScript to my HTML. I don't code Java, so I don't know if there's any way you can push JavaScript directly.
You need to install Node on your system.
For JavaScript to work, you need to install. I don't know how you're able to use JavaScript without it using it.
It actually worked though. I was surprised. Well, I linked it to an HTML.
We didn't use console, possibly.
No.
Okay, maybe that's why. All right, no problem.
Just download Node.
Yeah, just try to download Node. Yeah, thank you.
Okay.
So now, after you download Node, you must have Node on your system. So now let's go to installing our ADAT. So what I'm saying is that ADAT works with VS Code, right? That when you want to install ADAT, like it officially is an official extension for VS Code. Like it helps you to make your Ethereum codes easy and everything on VS Code for you. So instead of you just writing only contracts, having issues to set up a test, because if you want to test in JavaScript, sometimes people use Mookans, some people use Chai. So all these things all this package already comes with ADAT. When you want to write scripts, all this thing comes with ADAT. When you need to generate an address, use a particular framework called Letter.js. All this thing already comes with ADAT. So you don't need to be installing them one after the other. So when you install your ADAT, you're able to install them. So you can just get everything in one package. Everything you'll be needing in one package. And you can run your code successfully and write your code. You write your code, you test it, you write the script, you deploy it, you verify it. You do anything possible with ADAT without even getting to another, without leaving your VS Code. So that's what ADAT has provided for us. So they said if you want to install it, so we are not installing globally. We are going to, you can either use Yarn. If you have Yarn, I don't know. Do you have NPM? For you to have, you don't even have Node yet, so you can't have NPM. So
I'm already downloaded. I'm already installing Node.js, right?
Yes, you might have to install NPM too.
Okay, and NPM too.
Yeah. So everybody, if you have Node and NPM installed already, you can try to type this. Just go to your adat.org and try to do this. What this means saying that install ADAT with all the dependency and save all the dependency that comes with ADAT. So that's what it is telling you. So me too, I'll be trying it here. Go to my terminal here and try to go to update. I mean,
Hi, sorry, are you
Sorry,
sharing your
please, can you
screen?
come
Because I can't
again?
see.
are we all on ADAT's documentation? Elizabeth, you can stop sharing. Okay, shall stop sharing. Can you see my screen now?
I'll stop sharing.
Okay. So everybody should be good now.
Okay, so
Okay.
my question, after I install the Node.js and the NPN, should I install the HADAT too, or no, I should not
Yes.
bother?
No,
Okay.
you install the ADAT. Now, ADAT, anytime you want to write a project or a smart contract, you have to install ADAT. So you are not installing ADAT globally like the way you are going to do for, like the way you've done for NPM and Node. ADAT, although you can install it globally, but it's not advisable to install it globally again. Just install, anytime you want to write a project, install ADAT. Are we good?
Sorry,
Okay.
why do we have to do that every time?
Yeah, this is why we have to do that every time is because adults get updated. Sometimes they get updated every month, every week. They can just have a little changes and say, okay, let me do a little change. I need to use the updated version of any tools you are using. So you just don't install it down like globally on your local machine. That's just the major reasons for having the updated version every time you are using your time you are spinning up a new project.
Okay, but can't use it as an extension of VS Code. I think we can update it from there. Is that possible?
Yeah, it's possible, but yeah, some see, I understand like what you say, like you can actually update it like every time. What if you forgot that there's an update? Yeah, you think it's not possible. It's actually possible. You can forget that there's an update and you might forget to what update it, and you might be having issues doing one or two things. It is, well, go ahead.
I've installed and it's popping out PowerShell. Windows PowerShell. What else am I supposed to do?
Let me see your screen.
Okay.
This
I don't know why it's not letting me share my whole screen. It's only allowing me to share one screen, a window.
wow. Um, I think we have to do one-on-one class with this because I think you
Okay.
I forgot to message you yesterday. I was really busy.
Yeah, no problem.
Just let's one-on-one class with this. Just follow up with us. So what I want us to do now is to install ADAT. Have a feel of installing our ADAT ones. So if you are there, you can do npm install that should have saved it. But yeah, before you do this, yes, there's something I didn't mention. How many of us have installed it? How many of us have installed? Nobody yet. Just one person.
Sorry, can I ask a question?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, so since you said that it's advisable to not install globally, so should we like create like a new folder and then install inside of that folder?
Exactly the point. Thank you very much. Yes, that is it. So look at what I'll
Okay.
be doing here. So I sit into my desktop folder. So I'm creating a folder called Web3 Ladies. So then sit into the Web3 Ladies. Oh shit. Now that I've taken it to Web3 Ladies. So the first thing I'm going to do is called npm init. npm init is to make sure that what you have your package.json ready. npm init. So when you click on npm init, make sure you do this first. Security will walk you through this, blah blah blah. The package name is this. So it is going to say some little shit that Can't even wait. So now the package name is Web3 Ladies. Click enter to say yes. The version 1.01, no problem. Yes. Description, you just click enter. Entry endpoint, text command, option you click enter until it's done. Now, is this okay? You click on yes. So everything is actually okay now. So from here, you can now do the npm install. It's not a crime if I cannot, I don't even know it. The listing I want to know. I want to see. So you go to your terminal and paste it. So go to your terminal and npm install dash dash you save that and all. So after you must have prepared your folder to get to install ADAT. To prepare your folder to install ADAT, anytime you are pressing any folder, you must do this npm init. To just avoid pressing enter, you can do npm init space dash dash y. To just avoid pressing enter like I did. Now ADAT is installed very fast. ADAT is done installed. Like wow, ADAT is now easy to install. That's all. Are we good on that? Aisha, go ahead.
She's a bit lost.
Precious,
I'm lost
Abi.
here.
Okay. How many
She's
of us
a
are in
bit
our
lost.
terminal?
I lost connection, so I didn't really see what you were doing.
Okay, I'm going to type now. Oh, she said lost connection. Okay. I think I'm going to type in my slides. So in case you lose connection, you can always come back. What's going on? So the first thing is to do is what? Go, after you have your npm and node installed, go to your terminal. And the next thing we are going to do after going to our terminal
Please, how
is
do I
to,
get to the terminal?
okay, if you are using Windows, you can try to use command prompts. Just search in your Windows search and type command prompts. Though me, I have terminal with my, I'm using Linux, so you might not want to use my interface to search for your own. So just go to your window this thing and look, you check for command prompts. Your terminal will look like this here. Are we good? So let me try to type in it. So I expect go to your terminal. When you're in your terminal, make a file, create a file, or first of all, if you're not sure where to go to the folder you want to save this file in, like this project in. Maybe you want to save it in desktop, go to desktop. Stop. You go into desktop, you're ready to go to set desktop, you do CD. I think desktop usually capital letter if I'm correct. Desktop. See the desktop, will take you to your desktop folder. Inside the desktop folder, I would advise you to create the folder. If you want to use desktop folder or document folder, you can't do anymore. So after you go to desktop, I would advise you to create a folder for this project. Create a folder for this project. So to create a folder, mkdir, the name of the project, Like now, this one is maybe you can call it first ADAT. You can call it ADAT safe, but let's just say it's first ADAT. You can call it any name, but the name will be based on the name of the project. Try to make your naming conventional. Maybe you are bidding for an NFC project that maybe the NFT name is Dreamer Bay. So you can just say MKDIR, make a folder called Dreamer Bay. So when you do make DIR, you press enter. Then after you make a folder, you make sure you enter that folder to see the first ADAT. See the first ADAT. So this one will take you to the first ADAT. First ADAT folder. I'll take you to first ADAT folder. I'm coming. Let me try to reduce this. So I have enough space. So it's take you to first ADAT folder. Then after that, you're already inside the folder. So to be sure you are inside the folder, I'm not supposed to be saying this, but I'm saying this because of the beginners we have here. Because we all expect to understand how to stamina before coming to Web3 track. because it's part of the basics things you need to know. So my own, I named the folder Web3 ladies. So me having it here already for my directory, like this is a part from my home to my desktop to my Web3 ladies. It's telling me that's what I'm inside Web3 ladies folder. So after I realized that I've saved it into Web3 ladies folder, the next now is prepare the folder for the adults project. So prepare the folder, you do npm init and press enter until you are done. Or to avoid pressing enter, you can do -y, -y, like two -y, like that is just a yes for all. Yes for all. So if you do npm init -y, it will just prepare the folder for any package you want to install or anything. Then after that, the next thing you do is to what? npm install save. So the next thing is this. So who is still confused? Okay, can I initialize my project npm after installing and that? Like initialize. That means that's to come first, as name implies. The thing is that how were you able to install that? I think you don't have an npm like a package that like a package that can actually install that. You're supposed to be getting error without doing npm init. And I think what if you're able to install that thing actually prepare itself inside that folder is look for the nearest package or JSON that's in your machine, like your computer. Maybe you have a package or JSON, so it's look for the nearest one and want to prepare itself there, but it will still be inside that folder. But the package that JSON is using is not inside that folder, it is in the one that is nearer to your folder. So you have to reinstall it, start again, delete whatever, do your init, and reinstall that so that it can actually have its own package or JSON inside its own folder. But if it doesn't, I think there's no any package or JSON in your folder or in your machine at all, it's going to throw error. But if there's a package or JSON in your machine, which is actually possible, there's always a package or JSON. So it's going to look for the nearest one to make it its package or JSON, and then start installing. Elizabeth, go ahead.
I tried Googling npm and it's telling me it's the same thing with Node.js installation.
Okay.
I don't know if you can help me post the link of where I can download npm. My PowerShell is still installing till now.
You are installing PowerShell?
No, immediately I finished installing Node.js, it brought up the PowerShell, and it has been installing a lot of packages since.
Oh goodness, that's something with Windows. PowerShell is actually crazy and it can disturb you a lot. Usually error that stop people, like delay people a lot.
For more than the past, since I said it has just been downloading and downloading and downloading. I hope it doesn't even exhaust all my data because I don't know where it goes. When it's going to stop downloading.
This thing you'll be doing will be is data consuming. Like, yeah, what we are doing is like installing packages, trying to update some stuff. It's data consuming. So
please, if you can get the link for the npm.
Yeah, she said I need to send one to you.
Oh, okay, thank you.
Yeah. So apart from Elizabeth, who is lost with the installation? See, if you are not doing it, your mentor will not come and tell you how to do it again. She will expect you to know how to do it. When she told you, everybody spin up another project, she spin up her own without waiting for anybody, and you spin up your own too. Please try it. And if you can't try it, always refer back to their documentation and read what you need to read. If you're using Windows, we strongly recommend using to follow this guide. Okay. Okay. Is anybody having issue? Yeah, I think some people should have issues possibly. We don't have time.
Let's go.
Yeah, what's the issue?
Okay, thank you. Can you hear me? Okay, no, I don't have an issue. I have a question.
Okay, can I hear you?
Okay, so I've installed the ADATs, but my question is that the file I created, so I created a folder Web3 ladies and I created a file. I name it first ADAT. So what should be the dot what Is it .sol? So like,
Is it after you created? Have you created another project?
I created a file and I did yarn add the other stuff. So I feel I've spent
Did
it.
you don't need to create a file. Yeah. You see what I did?
Okay.
I create a folder, did my npm init in that folder, and then install that.
Okay.
So now that you've installed others, just wait. If you have installed others, like if you've done the first one, you are not won't do anything. Install others, just wait.
All
Are we
right.
good?
Okay, thanks.
So after you've done that, the next thing we are going to do is to do npm adats. You know, the first one we did is npm install that. Now we have adats installed. Now I want to call adats and tell you that we want you to spin up a particular folder for this, so this. So now, if you are there with me, do npm adats. Yes, now. It's npx. I'm coming. Okay, sorry, it's npx, not npm. npx adats. So it is going to tell you that yes, you have adats in your machine now. What do you want to do? Do you want to create a JavaScript project, a TypeScript project, an empty adats config JavaScript, or quit? Now I want us to click on create a TypeScript project so I can explore what I need to explain. TypeScript is an advance of JavaScript, but I don't know which one your lecturer will use, but me, I use TypeScript a lot, and it's what I know how to teach. So, create a TypeScript project. Who is lost? Create a TypeScript project. You can just press the arrow key to the TypeScript project and press enter. Who is lost? Who is not following? Who is tired? Who is exhausted? Who is frustrated?
My node has finally installed though.
Finally. Precious, you want to say something?
I'm lost for life. I am lost. Hey, God. They carry
Okay.
me go where I don't know.
Excuse
You
me.
have all right. Our thanks, Precious. Adeze, I'm hearing you.
It's asking me if I want to add a git ignore. Should I press it?
Yes. Add git ignore. All right, well done.
Hi, Falilat.
I will attend to you, Elizabeth.
Okay.
Let me attend to Precious. Precious, where are you? Like, have you installed others? Precious on it. Have you installed others?
I've not though.
Have you created
I've
a folder?
not. My system is here jumping up and down on
Maybe
my
we'll come
desktop.
back. Are you on your desktop, like desktop folder?
Yes.
Okay. If you're on your desktop folder, so I'm going to open my documentation now. So you should CD into desktop, make a folder. You can name it anything like me. I named this one first adat. CD into the first adat. npm. When you are done, when you are into this, when you're inside that folder, let me know. Wait, hold on. I'll have to change. Okay. Who should I attend to? Elizabeth, I'm coming to you. Trust me. Let's start with Ogechi. Ogechi, you have a question.
It's not really a question. I just want to complain that I am lost. I've not
Okay.
installed Hadat. I've been trying to install Node.js, but my system is sick and it just keeps going off and on, off and on.
Oh my God.
So I'm just watching the video.
How
I've
many
not been
gigram
doing
is
anything.
your system?
Sorry?
Like the gigram, the
It's
RAM
not
of your
mine, sir.
system.
I borrowed it. I borrowed it.
Yeah,
It's not mine.
wow.
I've not checked about that.
Okay.
It's not mine.
Would you get the slide to do this on our own? Yeah, the slide is actually not
I
complete,
just want
but
to
just
ask.
make sure you go to
I would like to.
okay,
Are we going to get this recording? Are we getting this recording so I can just watch later and do all the steps later?
okay, you try to get, yes, I think you should try, but Google doesn't release recording until close to like 24 hours, but I said it's faster now. So Victoria, yes, you can get this slide and try to do it on your own. But the most important thing of this adult part is that you go to their documentation, read what they expect you to do, and try to install it. Understanding documentation. Now, Adeze, you can go ahead. Thank you for your patience. Adeze.
Okay. I've done it though. I've done everything, but it brought up a notification. let's say pop-up that said you need to install these dependencies to run the sample project. npm install blah 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 blah. Save dev had that. Does this mean that
Press
I do not?
enter. Press enter.
Yeah, I've pressed entered,
Is it
and then
installing?
it said projects created.
Okay, and that's all.
Yes.
All right, hold on. Yeah, we are ahead of everybody now. Thank you. Okay, Elizabeth. Now, the reason why I said I want to attend to the last is because you are just going to start, and I want to have time to chat so that you can at least meet us. So everybody that has not started, also might want to follow what Elizabeth is going to do. So Elizabeth, what's up?
Okay, so now my command prompt, I asked for node.v. It has given me the version, and npm too, it has given me the version. So I think
Awesome.
it installs the
Yeah,
two
good.
together. So
Yeah.
now, what am I supposed to do now next?
Now, what you are going to do now is I think you should have done that on your home directory. Awesome. So you are going to create a folder, be it inside your desktop or inside your just anywhere you find convenient. Create a folder, name it anything, and get into
Okay.
that folder. You know how to create a folder from the terminal. If you don't know how to create
No,
a
I
folder from
don't.
that, do MK, not capital letter M, it's small letter M, MKDIR space and the name of the folder.
Okay.
MKDIR space and the name of the folder. Whatever thing you want to give the name.
Space, the name of the folder. Okay. Okay, done. Should I click enter?
Yeah, click enter. No error, right?
No error.
Now do CD space the name of the folder you just created.
CD space. Okay. Okay. No error.
If you've done enter too.
Yes.
Okay. Now I expect those of us that are not getting it also to follow what I'm telling Elizabeth, so all of us can be on the same page. So if you are not familiar with terminal, this is the opportunity to get yourself familiar with the terminal and try to read more on how to use terminal. So CD means you should go into a particular directory. I've forgotten the full name, but that D means that is like go into a particular directory, like from this folder, go into another folder. You said what?
Change directory.
Change directory. Thank you very much. Change directory. That you should change directory from where you are now to the next thing you put there. So you should change it, changing it from desktop to your folder. Now, MKDIR is to make directory. You are making a new directory in that particular folder that you have at the moment. So you actually create a new folder by using MKDIR. So after you've done those ones, now you want to start preparing that folder you just created. Now you seed into that folder already. You change that into that folder. Now you want to install your ADAS project, but you need to prepare that folder for your package.json and everything that it needs to accept the ADAS packages. So you do npm init, npm space init.
npm, Abby.
Yes.
Okay.
Space.
It's in it. I've pressed enter.
Okay. Yeah, keep pressing enter. Yeah, done. And it give you the next.
Okay, it has written this facility will walk you through creating stuff.
Enter. You're going to press enter.
Okay.
Enter. Keep pressing enter until you get your directory back.
Okay, it says yes. Enter again.
Enter, yes. Until you get your directory, you should get your directory back now.
Okay, it said npm notice. Yes, now brought back the web, what I used to name that directory, and there is nothing in front again.
Okay, yeah. No, now you cannot do npm install. You cannot go to add that documentation and copy this thing, then install it. I think somebody has a question.
All right. npm. Check that.
You can use your command prompt type CMD. Yeah, Victoria. Oh, sorry, I didn't see that. Thank you, Aisha, for being helpful. So,
Okay, so I have already pasted the npm install dash that save. It says
enter.
ideal tree. I've pressed enter. It said ideal tree dot web3 ladies dot seal ideal tree. Should I click enter again?
Oh my God. Why are you getting that?
I'm getting that from the terminal.
Wait, look at
Okay,
mine.
I think it's still installing.
I think ideal tree.
Should I
Yeah,
share?
ideal tree is installing. Ideal tree is installing.
Uh-huh.
So,
Okay, okay.
Victoria, did you get what Aisha said? He said you can use your command prompts. Guys, you still want to write small solidity code today. Yeah, I need all of us to just bring it up and I have a feel of it. So, Alpha, Precious, Ogechi. Precious has left the
I'm
class.
back. Sorry, my network was faulty. I'm back.
Oh, Alpha, have you been able to get it?
No.
I'm trying to check if I have Node.js installed on this system, and I entered the command, and can I just, I don't know how to. I'm trying to show you what I'm seeing on my screen.
Share your screen.
I did
Oh my
connect to my
goodness.
laptop.
So, share your
Okay, can
screen.
you see?
All of you are not
Sorry.
joining from the system. Means I will not join from my system
If I
again. I'm
if I
listening.
join with the system, you'll be able to hear me. I won't
Oh,
be able to
really?
hear anything.
Okay.
Yeah, the speaker will be just so bad.
Okay.
I don't know. Can you see anything?
No, you are not. You are not showing us yet. You are not showing. The thing is that I won't be able to see it because you are using your phone camera, and if you are not really close to it, like if your camera is not close to it, I won't see it. That's the problem with using camera phone to show your screen. That's why I insist that we should try to join with our system so we can all see. Because it's, when you did node
All
version,
right.
when you try to check the node version, I'm coming, Elizabeth. When you try to check the node version, it did bring a version for you.
Version 16.6,
Okay, that's
16.16.0.
all right. That's good. That means you can then do npm install this. Do npm
NPM,
install
they
that.
say, sorry?
Look at what is on my screen at the moment. This text that I'm highlighting. Try to.
Okay.
Are you in the wait? Are you in the folder already? Wait, hold on.
No, not yet. I was just
Try to
trying to
get
make
it.
sure I have Node.js.
I think you have Node.js now. I think you might have npm. I'm not sure, but just try to create a folder. Get into that folder like I explained. Then do npm init first to prepare that folder for your package. Then before you install that, we have to move forward because of time. So, okay, Elizabeth, where are you?
It said found 0 vulnerabilities. It has
Yeah,
added
yeah,
298
yeah, good.
packages. And
Yeah, good. Yeah, good.
okay,
Yeah, good.
all
So
right.
the next,
Thank
the next,
you.
the next thing he wants to do. Thanks for not giving up. Actually, because if I were you, when I said that let's solve it after class, I might have gone rest. So create a TypeScript. So next thing you're going to do, Elizabeth, and those that are on Elizabeth's line also is to do npx space adders, so that you know that you have adders already.
Okay.
What do we have?
It hasn't popped anything up yet.
npx space adders.
Okay, it has brought the ADAT, that logo stuff. Welcome to
Yeah.
ADAT v2.11.2.
All right, ma'am.
Exactly where you are.
So what do you want to
Thank you.
do? Create a JavaScript project, create a TypeScript project. I want you to create a TypeScript project. Yeah, you guys can just create an empty adapt config JavaScript, but I want to actually explain some things to us. So as I want us to create a TypeScript project. You can pick either of the three, right? Either create a JavaScript project, a TypeScript project, or have empty adapt configs. So you just be the one to start doing everything on the empty. But for the TypeScript, if you're using TypeScript for your test and your scripts and everything. But you can choose between JavaScript and TypeScript. You might not do that. So when you click either of the two, you press enter. What do you want to do? Create a TypeScript project, press enter. The root, it shows you the root, press enter. You want Git ignore, press enter. And to start installing the packages again, npm install and everything. Just press enter until you realize that it starts installing. So when you are done, Ade is it. So we are going to be with you now. You do the same
All
if you
right.
want to turn my
Although my laptop is single off, but okay. All right.
Jesus, sorry we delayed you. So our own is still installing. So the next thing you are going to do is to open that folder with your VS Code. You know, to open folder with VS from to open a terminal. Sorry, to open our VS Code from our terminal, you do what code space I. Okay, go ahead. I can hear you. Sorry, Roma. Yeah, I think I pronounced it right. Go ahead. Roma, I thought you were using for me. That was a mistake. Elizabeth, go ahead.
It's asking me, do you want to add a .git ignore? Y for yes, N for no.
I said you should press enter for everything.
I should keep pressing enter.
Seriously. We are on the
All
start
right.
installing the next packages. The dependencies. Sorry.
Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah, I can hear
For
you.
Windows, the extra dependencies, we have to install it on our own. For Windows, you know, for Linux, you just installed it straight, like the npm.
Oh, yes.
I just think
Install it on your own. I think that was that days ago. Sorry. If that's how it came for you, you have to make sure you install it. And if you're not installing, although we might not be needing those dependencies. So my own is installed. So you might not be needing those dependencies now. I just want to take you through how it looks for a normal project, like a normal project. This is what you have to go through to install others. So the next thing is to open your project with. Next is open your project with VS Code. So code space I. So we have your VS Code open. Yes, I trust this author, and we have this package here already. You can see what we have here. This project is ready to be used with validity. So let me come to you. Why raised a hand? Elizabeth, I'm listening.
It says you need to install this dependency, just like she said just now. So should we go to the website?
Yes. No,
and
just
then go and
install the
copy
dependency like that.
I installed it, but nothing is. I didn't see the deprecated, all those things he brought out under yours. It's not showing here.
What did it tell you when you installed it?
I said when I clicked enter, then it said npm install --save-dev. Had that at 2.11.2. Then it said project created.
That
it
means
said cread.
It has. Just open with VS Code.
You can just copy that stuff and
install it paste.
Again. Like, yes.
Okay, the save-dev.
No. npm install /save-dev quotes, whatever. Just copy that stuff and paste it and press enter.
Again. Okay. Thank you.
So this is where I'm going to today. Just got there today. So give me 3 seconds.
Hi, Valilat. Are you speaking? We can't hear you.
Sorry, I said you were going to campus. Anyway, they're like, my body is not strong today, so that's why I didn't I said campus. That's why I didn't stood up. So I'm back. So who is lost? I can't hear anything. So yeah, I said I was coming the other time. Like I don't know if you guys heard me when I took excuse. Yeah. So can you guys hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yes.
So I didn't know you guys didn't hear me. I took excuse that I'm coming. I needed to check some. I'm hearing some voice, so I need to check it. Yeah, actually, and I didn't know. I thought I was only one or two. So everybody's on the same page now. So I just want us to walk through this. That's the aim of this class. So if you go, if you try this with me, good. And if you cannot try it, please just try as much as possible to try it before you guys start getting. So now, this is the adult files. It comes with all this package. It comes with your test, just like we have it in our remix. The remix also has the test folder, the script folder, and also the contract folder. But adult has something that is more beautiful, which is the node module packages. In case you want to add a particular node or anything you want to use it, a particular package, you can install that package if it's not part of this one. But there are some that come with it by default. Like there are some that is needed that comes by default that you can use. So we have the node module package, we have the config. Yeah, this is where your configuration, you're doing a lot of configuration that will be making a lot of configuration that is just going to make your work easier, like setting your gas, this is the place, setting the network you want to deploy to, it is this place, setting what other things can you set? I think you can set network, set gas, so this version that you want to use, this is the place, and some other things, how to connect your wallet to your code. This is part of the place you're going to set it. So this is the what we call the config file. Now you ask was configuration. You have to configure this to be able to also deploy impacts and do every other
Can you
thing.
please zoom in?
Okay. Everybody should have this space already too. So that's right. But so I have this. Let me just close my time. So now this is what we have. You can also see that with the config file. The config file.
Yes.
So this is it. So I'm saying that this config file is where you'll be setting all those stuff like your gas price, is where you set your gas price. If you read more on others documentation, when you start writing codes, you're going to understand this thing. So let me tell you, this is our class. We can't finish everything, but you need extra practice on your own, like extra practice to get better at it. So make sure you get used to adapt all the things others can do, all the things others cannot do. So I'm sure our next mentor will teach us some of these stuff. Then this is the contract folder where you're creating different kind of contracts. Go ahead, whoever it is.
Okay, my question is, on Red Mix, we were able to code and then to compile. Will we be able to do the same thing here using VS Code?
Thank you. Yeah, we can, but it's just that it's not as easy as it is on. We're able to code, compile, deploy, and test immediately. But it's all those things, the way you can do it, you're going to be writing the code by yourself. To compile, you write it in your terminal, nps adult compile. To test, you'll be writing the code, be calling the function, type like you'll be writing it by yourself. I will show you one of the things how they did their own here, right? Let's just wait. So this is the config file where you set everything. So when you set everything, this is the contract log.so. So they wrote a contract here. What this contract is doing that it accepts money for some time, and you can only withdraw it if the time has expired. Like a small bank that helps you to lock your money for some times, and when the time has expired, it helps you to what you can withdraw. But you cannot withdraw until the time expires, and it's only the owner of this contract that can also withdraw. That's good on that. So now, after you write this contract, after writing this contract, you open your terminal. You can open your terminal from here, but for me, I used to open my terminal with Control Shift and Tab. Control Shift and D, not Tab. this backtick symbol, control shift and the backtick symbol, the one at the top of tab, the key at the top or directly at the top of tab. So yeah, go ahead.
It's telling me that when I opened the log.sol, it said the marketplace had extension that can help with .sol files. So it's not bringing it out. It's just plain white. So I don't know if it's going to work
Thank
on the
you.
VS
Yeah,
Code, or I need to install.
you need to install something. I think that is our next content topic to treat. So I think before I move on, then let's just go to the next topic to treat. Are we all having the same issue with that? What she just said about your VS Code not recognizing Solidity file? How many of us have the same issue with that? Nobody except her.
Mine is like I can see what you have there on mine, but then everything is white. Like the comments
Eh,
are not showing that the
thank
comments.
you. Thank you. Exactly what I want. But it's not showing that there's an error. So what is happening there is the fact that it's not recognizing what a Solidity code is. It doesn't know how to format it for you. Show you guys because you have some extensions to install so that it can recognize for you. So I think let's go ahead before we continue to compiling and deploying. It has always been theory we've been doing since. The particular is kind of confusing. Oh my god, Victoria. Sorry there. Yeah. The particular is going to be very, very confusing because I'm trying to rush things that you should learn in a week into hours. But I'm trying as much as possible to make sure that it's not about rushing or going far. I have to complete the task given to me. I still want at least you should understand 80% of the course. I don't know if you get it. Yeah. So, baby girl, I'm baby girl and I love living baby girl's life. So, sorry, I call you baby girl. You're older than me. Older than just accept it. So, just give yourself the time to learn. Yeah, it's be confusing because we are late. I don't know how many new things you've had today. If I just come to Web3, I don't know how many new things you've had just from this class today. Now you're trying to bring all those new things that sound like jargons to make sense. Yeah, very good. Like maybe those things together is not going to be easy, but just keep listening. Try to understand. If you're a bit confused, ask some questions. Let me go back and see if I can do justice to understanding. Are we good? So that's that and that. So Bakare, you raised your hand. Do you want to tell me something?
Yes, I just wanted to ask if, okay, I think part of the question is something you already wanted to talk about because also noticed that VS Code was not recognizing the file. Then I also wanted to ask if you can write Solidity without installing add apps.
Yeah. If you have this extension that we're about to install, you can write Solidity, but you can't deploy the Solidity. You can't compile the Solidity. So there is no usefulness. Like there's nothing you can actually do with Solidity if you write without others, without any tools. They understand how to compile and deploy to the blockchain. You can actually just write the Solidity file and then add the extension on that for you. But before you can compile it or before you can deploy, you have to find a to connect your VS Code to your Linux. Then when you now go to your Linux, see the work you are working on your local machine. Sorry, they're doing here. You see like the work you are doing on your local machine, reflecting on your Linux, then you can then deploy for Linux. Do you get it? But with others, you can do everything without even trying to without even trying to know who Linux is. You can compile, deploy, test, write your script and everything with your words, with your others. So with this sort of extension, that help us recognize multiple files. Let us recognize that help us follow that we are doing something like very something like that. To make work easy. Hi guys hear very well.
It's kind of fading out, but I'm still hearing you a little bit.
Sorry. Let's close the Okay. So can you guys manage this? Not that the practical carry you where you know low. Can you guys manage this? I need response, please, so we can move ahead. I'll just assume
Yes, I
that as
can hear
yes.
you now. It's
Yeah.
clearer now.
All
Yes,
right.
yes,
Thank
clear.
All right. So thank you. So that's it for the extension. So let's just go to my slide and go to the next thing we'll be talking about. I think solidity extensions. Yeah. So solidity extension, happy to develop and release for okay, happy to develop on it for a big or difficult project is not as effective as it can be on VS Code. But to develop smoothly and effortlessly on VS Code, some developer has provided extension to make development easier. Below are some of the extension a lot of developers should have and implement. Voila. Sorry, I did not proofread all this thing. So just drop my phone like that, my bullet like that. So and implement. So now the first thing is called solidity. This is an extension. This is extension built to highlight syntax, suggest code snippets, support for different solidity version. So now everybody, to our extension, everybody has to do this place. Even though if you do not do that, come to your extension here. Yeah, I have some of a lot of them installed. So I might not even have to install these ones are what I have installed. I might not even have to follow you guys. Search for solidity. Am I not saying I need to that? Extension search for solidity.
By Juan Blanco, Ethereum
Juan
Solidity
Blanco,
language.
yeah, by Juan Blanco. That's the one you
Okay.
want to install. Yeah, everybody
Okay.
install. So this is by Juan Blanco. Yeah, I think we have a lot of solidity there. One by Juan Blanco. That's one we are in. So you can install every other one, but make sure you know what they are doing so that they won't be conflicting each other. When your extensions are conflicting, you can have issues with your code. Not with your code, but you might not know that some things is wrong in your code and you'll be having like, how do I get it? This is not working, this is not working. Because some of these extensions are conflicting with each other. I'm hungry.
Solidity by Joan Banco, right? The
Everybody
first
should
one.
read this. Everybody should read what is on the screen. Please just join. Did I leave the meeting? I'm not sure I left.
Hi, sorry to clarify, is the first one I'll be Solidity by Joan Blanco. Like you said,
Yes.
Yes.
Yes,
ticket.
the first one. Yes, yes.
Let me go back. So when you're done with that one, you install Ethereum Remix. This one allows you to connect with your Ethereum, to connect with your remix from your local node. We'll be exploring this one too. Error length. This one helps you to give error if there's error in your code or gives warning. I think I disabled it. So just show your necessary error every time. And the last one, splitter. You might decide not to do this. I would advise not to. This one is very hard. Sometimes it installs for some people, sometimes it doesn't install for some people. You have to do additional check, additional installation. So, but the first two are very important now. And also you can install ADAT. There's an extension that ADAT has. So I'm going to look for everything here. So when you are done with this one, let me know. But I'm coming, please. Few seconds to check something. It's raining. So are we done?
Mine is still installing. Oh, has anyone finished?
How come? Which one are you installing at the moment? The first one, the second one, the third one. You can install
The
everything at the
first
same
one,
time.
oh,
Don't wait for the
first
first
one
one
is
to
the first one.
install. Go to this. Still go to the second one and start installing that one.
So is the arrow lens, is it the one by Alexandra?
Which of them? For which one? Fiber lens.
Yes, yes.
How many arrow lens do you have there?
Okay, two. Phil Hindle and Alexandra.
Give me some minutes. Let me check it. The one by Alexander. That's one I have. Okay. This one is showing error got that too. I think the second one is not. This one is. You say you have two error lens on your own. Now I only have one here.
Arrow lens, yes.
Okay, the one by Alexander is the one we should install, Abby.
Yeah. Fiber lens. And the next last one is a terror remix. That one is the most important. Is one another important one.
No. Installation.
I'll go good. We are just getting started.
Sorry, you said the last one is what, please?
Ethereum remix. This is it here. Have you installed the Ethereum remix?
It is already installing, but it has not yet finished installation.
Has Solidity installed?
Yes.
Now,
Yep, yes.
mine is still installing.
Please check your log.sol if it is still white.
Okay, my load is my okay.
This still white.
No, mine has.
No, it's not
Sorry,
color.
please, the Ethereum remix. Which one are we to download?
Which one do you say then? How many did you say? We need the one for coming. Ethereum remix. The one for remix project itself. I mean, I'm only seeing one here. Why you guys are okay? These guys are going to have different because
There is Carlos, and then there's
it's the one for remix project. Let me see who boosts this one.
The one that you should be Ethereum
okay, the
remix
one that is
plugin for
remix
Remix
project.
project.
Yes.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm mixing. I'm not mixing for the moment.
My error lens has been installed. It's the Ethereum remix that is left.
Okay. So now our Solidity file is showing that it's a Solidity recognized Solidity file, right? What was that Solidity extension we installed?
Yeah, showing.
So can we move on? Though we've not started coding and we're already building using all these extensions. Just for us to have a glimpse ahead of what we'll be needing. Let me know if you can move on. Can we move on? If I'm not online, everywhere is silent.
Do we need the Ethereum remix now?
Yeah.
Okay, but mine is still installing.
No, we don't need it now. Don't mind. I just said it because I want you to install it.
Oh,
If
okay,
it's
then
still
we can
installing, no
move
problem.
ahead. Then.
Right, let's move ahead.
We
So
can move ahead.
this class I want to expand to 7:30. Now this log.so is actually, I already told us what this log.so is doing in school. The way we used to compile in adults, we just a click of button, and in Mimis we just a click of button. It doesn't work like that on adults here. So in adults, most of the things you'll be doing, you might need to be doing them in your terminal here. So I have my terminal open here. Do everybody have their terminal open? So Control Shift plus the backtick key. Do you all have our terminal open by now? You'll be working with your terminal a lot now.
Yes.
So to compile and add that file, though you have all this in their documentation, but I don't want us to go through that lengthy stuff. We don't have that time. So compile and add that file. You do npm.
Hi, Falilat.
Hi.
Yes, my lock does so is yet to change to the
Recognize
file, like
symbols like
yes,
and your Solidity extension has been installed.
yes.
I think maybe you will need to refresh your VS Code.
Okay, can I just close the VS Code and relaunch?
And relaunch it, yes. Maybe you need to do that for yourself. Who is still having that issue? Nobody. So sometimes when you install a new thing and your VS Code or your machine is not picking it up, you can just try to reload and see if it will work. So to compile this log.so, you do npx adders compile. This npx adders compile will compile all your Solidity file. If you have log.so, clinicon.so, sys.so here, if you do npx adders compile, it's going to compile everything at once. So if you don't have any error, you'll see something like it's downloading compiler for this 0.8.17 for me. If it doesn't have error, it will compile. But if it has error, it will tell you why it cannot compile, and it will tell you why it is having that error. So my own compiled successfully. Said it was able to compile only one Solidity file successfully. I don't know about yours. Can you guys hear me?
Yes, I can. Mine is still hasn't brought up the reply. Mine said error.
Okay. Aishat, go ahead. Let me hear you, Aishat. Oh, that was before.
I'm still on it. I'll get back to you now.
All right, thank you. So, Elizabeth, what type of error are you getting?
There's an error asking me to install TypeScript.
Asking to install TypeScript.
Yeah.
Okay, do npm install TypeScript.
Mine is
What's
saying mine is the term npx is not recognized as the name of a CMDlet function, script file, or operable program.
Did you do npx or npm?
npx had that compile.
I said npm, not npx.
Okay, npm.
Okay, try that. The TypeScript, or you do npm install. Is it TypeScript or at TypeScript? Do npm install TypeScript first. Let's see if it will install.
It's still telling me the same error. Okay, I should say npm install TypeScript.
No, not you. Your own is npm add that compile.
Sorry, the hard has compile. Is it NPX or NPM?
It is M.
Is what?
M as in NPM.
Mine
Okay,
is
so I've
error.
installed TypeScript, but there's another error to install CS Node. I'm doing.
How did you install your hard hat? You didn't install everything. Wait, NPM is wait, hold on, guys. May I use NPS, Abby? Add that.
That was what me I used.
Yeah, you use MPX.
I think I can use it of the
I've used NPM, I've used NPN. It's still the same thing. It's still telling me error. It said it does not
Okay,
recognize it.
I think mine has worked for the MPX.
Your one as well for the MPX.
Yeah.
Elizabeth, your one is still showing error. It said it does not recognize
It's
MPX.
still showing. It said it doesn't recognize MPX, MPN, or NPM. And in the terminal, it was showing me the version that it has installed it.
Aisha, who said that our own has worked?
Hello, can you
I'm
hear
the
me?
one.
Chiamaka, please wait on. Aisha, how far has it worked?
Yeah, no, not yet. I don't know if I share my screen or something.
Are you sure you installed that Solidity by John Blanco?
Yes, I did.
Chiamaka, your own works, Abby. Are you using
Yes,
Window
mine
or
works.
what do you use? Window or Mac?
Window.
Window, and it works.
Yes.
Okay. And every other person is using Window. Okay.
Since my system
Yes,
has
I
gone
am.
up. Oh.
I need to. I've not been hearing your voice. Aisha, share your screen. Elizabeth, share your screen.
Okay.
Hi, Falilat. I'm following. So I don't have TypeScript as well. I use JavaScript for I installed TypeScript for this. So I'm trying to install it.
You don't need to install TypeScript again if you are using JavaScript, right? You choose
Yes,
between
but
JavaScript and TypeScript. So you don't
But
need
there
to
was an error to install TypeScript.
for those of you that
okay.
use JavaScript, right?
So no, because you chose TypeScript, I was just following you. I chose TypeScript.
Yes, you choose TypeScript. So there's an maybe you install all the packages the way Bakari said you should install it by copying everything and do install. But what we are going to do now is that so sending you to install TypeScript, Abby.
Well, I'm done. Yes, it just completed the
You've installed it. You've installed it. Yeah, do your try to compile.
what did you call the MPX what, please? Can you call
Wait,
that
it's
again?
okay. NPX at that
MPX
compile.
adult component. Okay, thank
Can you see it now?
Yeah. I'm
So
looking
that
at
was where I started. That was where I started from. It said error. Then I said NPN, said error. NPM, error.
go to your CMD. Leave your VS Code.
I should leave my VS Code. Okay.
Yeah, don't don't cancel it, just leave it and go to your CM, go to your terminal where you install your
Okay.
project.
I'm there now.
Why am I not seeing your screen changed?
It's
Do
it's
do
showing
NPX
only
others
one
compile
screen.
there. Do NPX others
NPM,
compile there.
MPX, adapt. I'm waiting for it to give me a reply. It's just blinking yet.
Okay. Sometimes PowerShell problem.
It said it needs to install the following packages. Had that at 2.11.2.
Can
Okay,
you copy
to
it?
receipt.
Yeah, okay.
It's still bringing the ideal tree. And
It's installing. It's installing. So who is available on Saturday for another meetup? Saturday pick time. We can't finish this class today.
at what time?
What do you think? I think 12 will be okay.
I won't be around by 12. What
What
about
time
in
will
the
be on?
evening? Around this time.
People goes to church practice.
Oh.
Who is available in the evening by 4, 5, around 5
I
p.m.
am available.
Everybody is available. If you are not
I'm
available
available
by
by
5,
5.
if you are not available by 5, let me know. If you're available, don't talk. But if you're not available,
Okay.
it is okay, Abby. Should we meet by 5 on Saturday again? For a proper
Yeah, that would
understanding
be
of
Yeah.
solidity.
yeah.
So guys, we go 2 hours again on Saturday for detailed understanding of these things. Now, you guys, we will start understanding some of this solidity code. And also finish my course because I'm not done with my course outlining. Let me go and check. I know that will not be enough. We still have okay. Try truffle. I might not be able to teach you truffle sit and ganache. You can just if you're using that, you might not need to use truffle. Truffle is an old version, but all the things truffle has that also has it. So I might not waste my time on this. What I need to do is the introduction to solidity, nodes and clients, and how PC Jason how PC. Sorry. So somebody wants to say something. So those are the two things we want to take on Saturday. Somebody wants to say something.
Like on the resource, for example, there's no. I don't know if you have links like YouTube videos where we can learn, like those that want to learn on our own. Because
Learn at that time. What do you want to learn on your own?
yeah, not
What do
on
you want
our
to learn
own. Like so we can
extra
yeah.
list? I
But it's not
understand you.
articles on resource. And someone like me, I'm not like I like reading, but I like to also like see things and go along. Well,
Visualize with it so you can relate.
exactly. Yeah. Although I love the articles, but it's like a lot of articles, and I was wondering if there are links like videos.
You can just check YouTube for
Yeah.
adults explanation, but I think you should just rest for now when it comes to you using adults. What I think I want you to know is how to install it now. Because when you start using it, you will now understand the reason why you learned all these things ahead. It's when you start using it now. So I didn't think we had enough time today now. We can just write some solidity code, introduce it to some things, why some things are done this way, before you can even be doing NPM and that's compile, NPM and that's test, NPX, all those things. She understands. So if you need resources, you can check YouTube. You know now, white search. Just type anything you want, type anything based on what you want. And that's solidity, add that Ethereum development, how to install add that on YouTube. You see a lot of things, saying a lot of things. And also there's something here that for people that are using Windows, that they advise them to use the WSL as Windows support system or something, Windows WSL layout or something. I don't know. I'm not using Windows. Most of this is that when you're trying to install some of these Ethereum package and everything, it's actually not usually compatible on Windows. So that's why most of us actually change to Ubuntu. Sorry, Linux. So some people use Ubuntu. I use Manjaro just to make life easy for ourselves. See, as a developer, just make life easy because writing the code they do is hard and it can be annoying. So whatever tools you have to make life easy for yourself, just try to. The frustrating system is not something that can help you like that, because I remember when I was having like frustration with my system, my senior colleague has to look at me and be like, let's buy another system because it's making me less productive. So try to, if you can avoid any distraction while you are developing, like I don't have light, I don't have data, all those things are going to affect our development learning. So if we can try as much as possible to avoid it or minimize it, the various way we can minimize it, so please let's do. And if you want to learn,
Okay,
please
so
learn. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
So it has brought out create a JavaScript project, create a TypeScript project.
You started again?
That's what it started the reinstallation all over again.
Yeah, you can create it anyone you want. I think you actually started again.
It started again. I'm surprised, and it's because it's saying it can't find it.
All right, maybe the installation wasn't correct the first time. That's why you have to be very careful when you're installing. So as I was saying, like try to get into YouTube, like I've forgotten your name, sorry, my bad. Monioluwa, like Fashola has said, like let's just try to get YouTube and learn some of these things if it's possible. And also give ourselves the time to grow. Like you need time to process all these new things you are learning. To be able to say, okay, yes, I can do this. And extra activities. Because 2 hours for structure development is nothing compared to what you need. So Just put in the effort. In Web3, you do 5 hours every day, Monday to Saturday, and it's still not enough. After graduation, you still have to go and do more, like more deep learning. So, guys, thank you for coming to this class. Thanks for making it. I don't know how annoying
Very
it
much.
is.
I like a lot.
I don't know how annoying it is today, but I feel that it is annoying, and I expect that's what I want. This is what I want everybody to feel. How they feel this error, because this error is going to start from now. So when you stop coding, and I don't know why you want to stop coding. Yeah, feel the error, have the vibe, have the feels of how this error can be frustrating. At Daisy, you have a good fight, you had a good fit today, and you're already facing another one. So that's part of it. So guys, try to do what you can do with this ADAS project that we've created. Though I'm not asking you to create it, I'm not asking you to write a code. Just try to make sure that you have your ADAS projects working. That anytime you then place ADAS compile, the log.sol is compiling. Whatever you need to do to your system to make sure it is working fine, please do it before Saturday. I don't know if I'm the one taking you Web3 exploration on Friday or my other colleague, but please, by Saturday, 5 p.m. Abby, people should pray for me that I have time. Please pray, pray, pray. Yeah.
Valilat,
Yes.
it's telling me to install dependencies. Do I need to install anything anymore?
Yes, it told you to install dependencies. Did they give you all those dependencies you need to install? Did they bring the option for you?
It